Welcome back. In the last video, my colleague Hodor walked us through the incredible opportunities that GenAI offers. From boosting productivity to enhancing creativity and efficiency, GenAI is opening the doors for everyone, including students and educators, to work smarter and innovate faster. But with these opportunities come important risks. In this video, we'll shift our focus to the key risks of GenAI. I'll introduce you 5 key risks, including hallucination, privacy concerns, copyright issues, bias and discrimination, and outdated data. We will also look at how to address these risks with the practical remedies and best practices. You will learn also about responsible AI, a guiding approach that ensures that AI systems are fair, safe, and transparent.
So let's just start with GenAI risks, discuss the possible remedies to address these risks, and the actions users shall take. One major risk with GenAI is hallucination. Hallucination occurs when AI confidently generates false information. Imagine asking for the boiling point of water. AI tells you 50 degrees Celsius instead of 100. That's a problem, right? Why does this happen? AI does not know facts. It predicts words based on probability. If it is trained on poor quality or outdated data, or if randomness settings are too high, it can generate misleading answers. So, how do we avoid this? First, always verify AI-generated information with reliable sources before using it. Second, ask precise and structured prompts to guide AI responses. Third, adjust randomness settings to make AI more reliable. The key takeaway here is AI assists, but you decide. Stay vigilant. The second risk of GenAI is bias. Bias is one of the biggest risks in AI because it reflects the biases in the data it was trained on. For example, a recruitment AI may prefer male candidates for leadership roles just because historical hiring data was skewed. This is unfair and reinforces discrimination. Why does this happen? Remember, AI does not think. It learns patterns from past data. If that data contains biases, then AI repeats these biases and amplifies them. So, how we avoid AI biases? AI bias may be avoided by using diverse and representative data when training AI models. Second, conducting regular bias audits to identify and fix discrimination. The key takeaway here: AI is powerful, but fairness depends on how we use it and on what data it was trained on. Bias in the data may reflect human bias. So, always review AI decisions critically. Do not trust them blindly. Privacy is a major concern with AI. User data that can be sensitive personal or professional data may be used for training the models. It may expose or misuse them. As an example, in 2023, Samsung employees accidentally leaked confidential company data by pasting sensitive code and internal documents into ChatGPT, unaware that OpenAI stores conversations for model improvement. This incident led Samsung to restrict the use of such platforms internally. Why does this happen? AI models are trained on large data sets, and sometimes they may retain and generate personal or confidential information. So, how can we protect our privacy? First, never share sensitive data with public AI tools like free versions of ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot. Organizations should use encryption and data anonymization to protect user information. Use secure enterprise versions. For instance, with your every account, you can use Copilot in a safe and secure way. Note also that open source models and tools exist, and you can use them on your machine. Of course, you may need some good GPUs for that. The takeaway here, AI can handle data, but don't assume they respect privacy by default. You must protect your data. Stay cautious and think before sharing. One major risk in AI is intellectual property violation. This happens when AI generates content that closely resembles copyrighted works. Imagine an AI creating an artwork that looks just like a famous painting or generating music that mimics a well-known artist. This raises ethical and legal concerns. Why does this happen? AI models are trained on huge datasets, and some may include copyrighted materials. And if AI learns patterns from copyrighted works, it may then reproduce or imitate them, leading to infringement issues. How we avoid this? First, train or use AI models that are trained on properly licensed or open source datasets. Second, watermark AI-generated content to clearly identify it. And finally, as a user, you have to be vigilant. Carefully review AI-created work before publishing it commercially. And most importantly, respect creators' rights and comply with copyright laws. Another risk of AI is outdated data. GenAI tools generate responses based on what they were trained on, but they don't always have access to the latest information. Imagine asking AI about the current travel restrictions, and it gives you outdated COVID-19 policies. That could lead to misinformation. So, why does this happen? AI models do not update themselves automatically. If they were trained on data from 2024, they won't know what happened in 2025 unless retrained. So, how we avoid this? GenAI models shall be periodically retrained to keep their knowledge updated and fresh. When working with AI for critical decisions, use models that pull real-time data. For instance, you can use Copilot with the web functionality or DeepSeek with internet search option activated. Also, you can check the timestamp of AI-generated information before using it. In other words, check when the AI model's information was last updated to make sure it's still accurate. So, AI is powerful, but it must be kept updated. As a user, always double check before using AI-generated information. Before getting to the next video, let's recap how to use GenAI responsibly. First, protect your data. Never share sensitive personal or professional data with public GenAI tools. You can also use enterprise solutions like ChatGPT Team, Copilot for Companies for your confidential work. Second, verify AI-generated content. AI can hallucinate or be biased. Double-check information before using it. Ensure that AI-generated content aligns with ethical, legal, and company policies. Be an active user, not a passive consumer. Don't blindly trust AI outputs. Think critically and check important information. Remember, AI assists, you decide. Take responsibility for how you use AI-generated content. Understand AI's limitations. Remember, AI does not know facts. It predicts text based on the past data. Public models like the free version of ChatGPT, Gemini, Mistral may not always have up-to-date information. Finally, master prompt engineering. It's very important to learn how to craft the best prompts to get precise, accurate, and useful AI responses. In the next chapter, you will learn some best practices and methods to craft powerful and efficient prompts. Finally, AI is a powerful assistant, but you are the decision maker. Keep that in mind and stay vigilant. Now that we've explored the main risks of GenAI and how to use it responsibly, let's get to the next video and speak about responsible AI. a framework and approach to designing, developing, and deploying AI systems ethically and safely. I'll also introduce the first AI regulation in Europe, the AI Act.